Here's an entrepreneurial life hack that will also extend into every other area of your life if you want to have an easier time. And who doesn't want to have an easier time? I know I do. And this is the life hack. It's that you need to be able to have hard conversations with yourself and be the leader of yourself in order to have an easier road and avoid the conversations you don't want to have. Nobody likes being criticized. I know I don't. It's a human thing. It doesn't feel good to have the surrounding members of the tribe call into question your validity, the validity for your own existence. That's what it essentially feels like at a very deep level when you receive criticism. But criticism is a signal that you need to become aware of and become comfortable with. And you need to get used to doling it out to yourself more than anybody else. When somebody says, I am my hardest critic or toughest critic or something like that, that's what they mean. And it's not about beating yourself up. It's about having a logical dialogue with yourself at all times and understand when you're falling short and that you also have control over your own behaviors and actions. That is how you solve problems. So here's an example of it. You know the thing that you're supposed to be doing. You know exactly what it would look like if you were doing all of the right things. And the reason that you fall short on these things is, one, because of pleasure-seeking behaviors. Almost every problem you could have in your life is coming down to the fact that you're trying to make yourself feel good, happy chemicals by accessing them through touch, through taste, through smell maybe, through what you're hearing, and so on. What you're seeing, what's happening in the incognito mode of your browser that nobody knows about, the things that you're eating that you shouldn't be eating. Now we'll go and so on. It's either that pleasure-seeking behavior through your senses that are all, or it's your ego. And all of those pleasure-seeking behaviors through your senses are all like interfacing with a false sense of self. They're interfacing with a false sense of self. It's an illusion. The character that you've created of who you are, that you need there in order to be the buffer against feelings of shame from your childhood, from your adolescence, from a previous version of yourself that just kind of sucked, right? It's a lot easier to have this conversation when it's only with yourself. Because then you can go, okay, why am I not minding my hygiene? Why am I not working out enough? Why am I not eating the foods I should be eating? Why did I drink that thing? If I'm a little out of breath, it's because I'm walking up a hill. But if you can have those conversations with yourself and get real with yourself first, then you're not opening up the opportunity for what is your greatest fear, which is having someone else point it out to you. Oh my God, that adrenaline rush of somebody fucking saw me. They know. They know this is the big secret. Yeah, man, your big secret, probably everyone knows the big secret. The big thing you're trying to hide, probably almost everybody knows it and sees it on you in some way. They know something's up. So it gets a lot easier if you can just go, hey, I'm identifying that I'm running from something. I'm using my senses to try to override some kind of hole in my mind and in my spirit. And I'm trying to fill that void. Spoiler alert, you will never fill the void with a material aspect that is experienced through your senses. Never. You never will get it. You will never get it. You will never get it that way. All of that is going to be a projection of a fake version of yourself, a character that you have needed to play in order to survive emotionally. But the real trick of surviving emotionally and then getting on the right track of doing the things that you need to do is going to come down to looking yourself in the eye, accepting the thing that is not right, and then understanding that it's going to be a changed behavior, which means that you're going to be thinking things and feeling things differently, and then most importantly, taking action on the thing that you're supposed to do. This sounds simple. This is like the great mystery of our life, though. This is the reason to get into meditation. This is the reason to start understanding the various spiritual worldviews of the world and how people make sense of their existence. It's so that you can get out of your own way. It's so that you can get out of your own way and not have to have that tough conversation. That if you put it off long enough, it's a ticking time bomb. So if you don't manage your own ego, someone else will. If you don't manage your own ego, someone else will come in and show it to you and rip it from you. So do it first. Be first. Have the tough conversation with yourself. Understand, in what ways am I coping with my reality through my senses? Oops, sorry, there's a bug. In what way am I coping with my reality through my senses? In which ways are these coping behaviors allowing to prop up a fake version of myself that isn't real, that I'm identifying with? And how can I make the shift in my behavior towards the actions that I need to be making? Have the tough conversation with yourself first, and then you can laugh about it, and then just fix the situation before anyone notices or before anyone really holds you to account and really hurts you and makes it so you have to change anyway. Otherwise, you can't face them again. Yep, that's real life. So, this is Jesse. Hope you enjoyed this short talk. This might be the most important thing you hear all year. Take pause, go within.